So let's say you're a beginner artist on the market for drawing tablets and types in Amazon screen drawing tablets that are standalone. And then you find this tablet by Frunsi under the sponsored posts. The question is it any good? Well, Frunsi sent it to me for free to give my honest review. And I will try my best, but it's up to you guys if you want to believe me. Artsy cha! For full transparency, other than the fact that this is a freebie, my personal chart readings, such as responsiveness of the pen, display, ease of use, etc., will be based on my past experiences and comparisons to my current setup with screen tablets, since that is what I have used for 7 years now. I cannot compare every tablet on the market, but I can tell you what I know and have experienced after 4 weeks of use. My current opinion is that the Frunsi tablet is still a viable budget option, but I'll tell you why after the unboxing.
Installation tablet, video card. Hey then, so that's pretty cool. It actually comes with some Artlings tablets. Let's see what the heck's in here. What the heck is this? That was great. Oh, a charging port. What are the... Okay, fancy things that I need to figure out how to use.
So after using this for a month, is it worth it? Maybe, if you're the right person for it. Alright, so the main pros for the tablets are these. Now let's get into the deets. It's very simple and sturdy for beginners, and you'll see why. If you're an Android user, or at the very least familiar with the Google Suite, then the setup should be fine and easy for you. The tablet runs on Android 12 and has all the G Suite apps already installed in it. It also has an Autodesk Sketchbook installed, but any app that can be found on the Google Play Store can be installed. Note that does not include Adobe Suite apps like Photoshop, but it does include these popular apps. The thing that I like the most about this tablet is with the pen, glove, and case, you can literally just pick it up and start drawing. It's really simple, and that's what it excels at. But the way that it's designed will be further brought out in the next points. The whole thing feels like it was designed as one unit, which makes it an easy and portable entry into digital art, which brings me to the next point. The pen is responsive, as if it was an extension of the tablet itself. Now that I'm thinking about it, both the pen and case feel like they're extensions of the tablet rather than separate deals. You don't even need to connect the pen through Bluetooth, and there aren't extra settings to customize the pen sensitivity. The tablet has palm rejection, so much so that it responds to the pen more than my fingers. Not to mention, the pen itself is quite comfortable. It feels like a slightly heavier metal ballpoint pen. Super simple with no extra custom buttons, but I suppose that's the same build that allows it to be on the outside of the case, hanging out a bit unprotectively. I've been bringing this thing out with me almost every time I go out, and I haven't seen any damage to it in normal use. I also haven't dropped it though. I mean, I don't plan to, but I do hope this can take a few hits. So the pen is sturdy and simple, but does it have the speed? Quite so. It has preview hover buttons, and the speed in which the tablet responds to the pen is almost real-time, to the point I didn't notice the slight lag after I got used to it. It's probably also due to the fact that I don't have a preview circle with my Apple Pencil. I mainly noticed it when I was using a large brush on a canvas with a ton of layers, but small details and quick strokes were no problem. As a side note, you may have noticed that there's a clicking noise that is innate to this drawing tablet. That is 1, part of the Android settings, and 2, the mechanical sound of the pen working. I actually found it quite nice. I might even do an ASMR Amazon tablet thingy in the future. But as for the pen pressure, I'll let you know I didn't find it the most impressive, but we'll talk about that later. For now, let's move on to pro number 3. The Rubens Tab is very portable with the case and has a very suitable stand. Seriously, I love this case, other than the fact that it smells like leather, but the stand is strong enough to take the weight of my hand and work on it. The only nitpicky thing that I could add to the stand is it would be nice if it could rotate the display, so I wouldn't have to turn it upside down to charge it. But even so, I could work on this upside down display, though not as effectively as the original position. It is slightly heavier than the iPad Pro and bigger. This weight makes it also harder to hold on one hand, but it adds to the feeling of sturdiness. Now that we're done with simple and sturdy, let's go on to storage. One of its best features, however, which Android will always have over Apple, is the upgradable storage without subscription services. This tablet supports TF card reading up to 128 gigabytes, which according to Amazon, you can get it from around 10 to 15 bucks. All that's left in my iPad is Procreate and a studying app. Once again, I was able to learn a heck of a lot with just 32 gigabytes of storage. As my past art for the pandemic has been surviving on my iPad, how much more so with an innate 64 gigabytes of storage, which is upgradable without a subscription plan. And that means you can even play games on this thing. I thought I was reviewing a super art only focused tablet, but after seeing the limitations in the display, it became more like a normal Android tablet with specialized pen and starter drawing kit. I was even able to run the drawing apps on a split screen with no lag while watching anime on YouTube. While split screen would mainly be used for finding reference, I honestly used it to watch anime at first. Streaming YouTube and drawing had no lag for me, so it was pretty fun. Also, the split screen worked splendidly in portrait form as well. On the note of Flip a Clip, I quite enjoyed using it on this tablet. It's so simple, and this is a quick animation I've done with it. There's also a cute review on their Amazon page that talks about how another artist has been loving this for their animations, and that gives me hope for the longevity of this product. Check the description for other random notes that I wasn't sure where to include in this video. Last but not least, I think this is a fair value for a standalone tablet. Especially with the extras it brings, in non-drawing tablets, the pen, case, screen protector, and glove are all extra expenses, which makes this a nice gift type of kit for beginner artists. I've already discussed the benefits of the first two, so this is what I got to say about the glove. I very much enjoy the softness of the glove. It has a wider fit than my current glove and feels less grating on the skin. It also makes moving on the smooth glass tablet much easier, and I do prefer working with it rather than without. It gives those smooth microfiber cloth feels. Despite the great wins for this tablet, there are some cons that do need to be taken into consideration. This resolution isn't as color accurate as I hoped. The Rubens tablet has a 1920 12,000 pixel IPS Full HD display, which is supposedly color accurate and vibrant. I honestly didn't notice anything off about the display until I imported my artwork from Ibis Paint to another display and saw the color differences. It's quite hard to catch it on camera, but the work from Ibis Paint is much grayer and less vibrant compared to my MSI Creator 15 and an sRGB color profile. The colors are much more green, teal, and vibrant on my laptop, casting a much different balance from the grays that I was painting on with the tablet. I will also note that the differences are less when importing something from Sketchbook, but that's still something pretty sad coming from an art tablet. When I checked the settings to see what I could do about it, it only has very limited features for vibrant and not vibrant setting while claiming color accuracy. Though to be fair, even my current setup with my Procreate and 7-year-old iPad Pro still shows differences in color calibration from my monitor and my iPad. The artwork in the app shows up duller and flatter than my laptop, which is geared towards the content creator. I've also worked 7 years without thinking about color calibration, let alone knowing what it is, so I reckon most beginners won't focus on this as much as focusing on their skills and normal drawing foundation. Still, this is a sad thing for an art-specific tablet. It wouldn't bother me so much if the tablet colors were just a bit duller or flatter, as it is in my current setup, but it seems that the screen even has hue shifts, which is probably a result of the limited color gamut. But I don't know, I really don't know about color calibration, unfortunately. It's not as visible in the camera pictures, but it's quite visible to the human eye. So if you're going to make artworks on this device, supposedly, and try to post it, just expect that the colors will be off without any color correction. Despite this, the screen is still HD and the drawing space is a good one for portability and comfortable video viewing. For my first impression with the pen pressure it's not that impressive. I personally have a very light touch, to the point that I have to adjust inner app sensitivity, and my style relies heavily on using one brush and pen pressure to render. My lightest touch didn't render a lower opacity stroke, and it's probably due to the nature of this pen, which needs more pressure to produce. The lightest gliding of the pen means that sometimes there is no stroke. I was initially disappointed, but I found that lowering the overall opacity of the brush made it work like my normal level, and I almost couldn't feel the difference. I feel like most people won't have an issue with this. I just tend to have a lighter grip than most. Despite this, even if you tilt the pen in other directions, it will still make strokes on the screen, making it easy to work with. I also found that the pressure sensitivity works for some reason better in Sketchbook rather than IBIS Paint. Alright, so with the two biggest flaws out of the way, mainly being the screen since the pen pressure was easily fixable with the opacity within the app, the next of these are kind of ignorable. For example, there is a camera, but it's not the greatest. As part of first impressions, I was very shocked to find that this came with a camera. I never really thought about what screen drawing tablets came with other than the main fancy display and pen pressure sensitive pen, but the camera is bad, to be honest. Think like laptop quality without much range, which is kind of sad because that doesn't even look good enough for reference pictures. But that's not why you're looking at this tablet, isn't it? And lastly, I thought I should report that my glove, which I have been carrying in the manner that I have shown here, already has some wear and tear after a month. While this is easily fixable, I do hope that this glove will last longer, considering how much I like it and how comfy it is. So these cons show that this tablet is truly a budget tablet. But who is this tablet for? I think this is best for those young beginner artists that want to get into digital art with a setup that's around $220, since it comes with a case, pen, glove, and extra drawing nibs. This tablet kit isn't super professional per se, as pen pressure and display would be the most emphasized features. Of course, this would also be much more expensive, but it is definitely a good budget option. I could see my high school self being absolutely enamored with this drawing tablet, since it is more than enough to get you started on your drawing journey, with space to explore animation and different drawing apps. Look, I know art kids. They are determined little gremlins that will make full masterpieces with their fingers on their phones and could definitely use this tablet as a stepping stone to get into more serious art, including animation and fully rendered works. So this is best for people like those who want to get a beloved Artling an upgrade in their digital art setup with one purchase, since this includes the pen, case, screen protector, replaceable nibs, and a glove. Or buy it for yourself, since you too are a beloved Artling. Through and through, this is a budget pad that works well for its target audience, the beginner digital artist. For those of you who already know digital art, have experience with full illustrations and finished products, there are other options for you that you can research for drawing tablets, since a professional tablet would have a higher focus on screen display accuracy and pen pressure sensitivity. Just expect it to be outside of the price range of the Frunsi tablet because this is a very fair price for a standalone tablet and its accompanying kit. I would say that if this tablet has lasted for 3 years, it would have paid itself off, and if 4 years, more than paid itself off. But obviously, I can't test that nor can promise that more budget-friendly options won't come out in the future. For now, here are my ratings. My personal rating is 6.5 out of 10. As someone who is trying to take my art to a professional level, I would prefer something that has a larger work area and more emphasis on pro software options and color accuracy. But personally, I've been really enjoying this pad as a second drawing device. Since I don't want to invest more storage into my iPad setup, I rather would save for a full upgrade or screenless tablets. I'm thinking of using this device to learn IBIS Paint, flip a clip, and upgrading storage if I fill it up. For beginners, I'd rate it 7 out of 10. For the demographic I described, it is a great match, especially at its price point. When you first start into digital art, you won't have the initial bias and experience that I have, so half of the things that bothered me may not even bother you. If you learn with this tablet how to start digital drawing, you can have a great journey since it will also allow you to explore many apps. This is also particularly great for those young artists who are really just starting in their foundational skills and won't care as much about the accuracy of certain things. And for its monetary value, this is a fair price, and they're even offering a discount code to you, my dear subscribers. I put the Amazon link in my description as well as a time-limited discount code, so check it out if you like. But even if this budget option is too expensive for you, keep an eye out for my next review on a screenless tablet. But until then, keep creating until the next art venture.